Now, dear students, we have the chapter number 4, that is motion in a plane, and today we have the topic that types of vectors and that their definitions. So in the previous lecture we have discussed the two vectors, that mean position vector and the displacement vector. So the meaning of the position vector, that it gives the position of an particle from the origin, and displacement vector gives the information that in how much quantity and in which direction it displays within the interval of the time. Okay. Now today we will discuss the another type of the vectors and their some definitions one by one. Now next we have the equal vectors. So generally the equal vectors are the vectors those are equal in magnitude and acting along the same direction. So these are called the equal vectors. So the simply meaning we have what I have told that two vectors are said to be equal vector if they have the same magnitude and they are acting along the same direction. So we are drawing the diagrams of the equal vectors. Now here we have the two vectors a and the b, both are the equal vectors because they having the same that mean magnitude. Magnitude means that the length of the tail is the same for them and they are acting along the same direction. So both the a and the b are called the equal vectors. Now we will talk about the negative of a vector. So, two vectors are said to be negative vectors, or the negative of a vector whenever the two vectors those having equal in magnitude but acting along in a different direction. Okay. So, this is the vector A we have, and if you are just asking a negative of a vector, so we are just plotting in a different direction. So here we have the vector b. Now one of the important thing is that in a negative of a vector, both the vectors having the same magnitude, that means length of the tail is the same but the direction is just opposite to each other. So this is the concern of the negative of a vector. Okay, here we can say that uh, vector A is equal to minus of vector B. Okay. So this is the basic condition. Now whenever you are just reversing the vector, so need not to be put the arrow that which we are representing for the vector sign in a opposite direction. Okay. So this is the simplest representation we have. So here we have the general define the negative of a vector is defined as another vector in a opposite direction. So B is the negative vector of the A, or the vice versa we can say that. Okay. So generally conventionally we are just taking the positive side, that mean plus x side as a positive side and the minus x side as a negative side. So that's why I'm just writing the minus B is the negative of a vector A. Okay. Now we have the modulus of a vector. So being a mathematics students, you can easily understood as per the mathematics notation, the tail or the magnitude of a vector is called the modulus of a vector. The length, because generally the tail represent the length or the magnitude of a vector is called modulus, and it is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. So generally any kind of the vector we have, suppose the vector a we have, so we are just representing in the term of the modulus, that is called the modulus of the vector a. So it gives the generally the magnitude. It gives the concern of the magnitude we have. Okay, so how we will get the magnitude, so we will discuss in the further lectures. Okay, now we will discuss the another term, that is called the unit vector. So it is an important part. We have unit vector. So simply it is a part, a kind of a vector or type of a vector which having the unit magnitude and always act along the direction of the given vector. Or we can say that it gives the direction of a given vector. So I am just writing it, and it is a vector which having unit vector which having the unit magnitude, as per the name, unit magnitude, and gives the direction of a given vector, give the direction of a given vector, or act along direction of a given vector. So how we are just representing it is another interesting thing we have. So generally we are just taking the symbol of a unit vector, that suppose we have the that mean alphabet A, as we are just representing in the term of the unit vector, so we are just putting the cap over it. Okay, so this is the simplest representation of a unit vector. And how we are just mathematically representing a unit vector, simply it's a suppose we have the vector in a plane that is called x and y, and suppose we are just getting the a vector that from the origin point P, and we are just representing the vector that is a. So what will be the possible unit vector of the given vector? So we are just taking the unit vector of the a is the vector itself, and it is be divided by the its a modulus, so it gives the concern of the unit vector. Okay, now here we have to be learn that some facts about the unit vector. Unit vector having no unit and no dimension. It is an important part we have. It always used to convert magnitude into a vector quantity, where magnitude of a given quantity does not change. Now whenever we are using the basic formula of the, I am taking one of the examples. Suppose we have the formula of the gravitational force G m1 m2 upon r square. So in the left hand side I am using the symbol of the vector, but in the right hand side there is a no kind of the vector combination we have. So if we want to represent this one formula in the part of the vector, because G is a capital G is a scalar quantity, mass is a scalar quantity, distance is a scalar quantity, so easily we can multiply right hand side by a unit vector of the position. Okay, so this is the part of the representation. Here we have the balance thing, that means left hand side is in the term of the vector, and the right hand side also in the term of the vector. As I am just multiplying by this unit vector, so there is a no kind of the change in the magnitude. Okay, so because it having the unit magnitude, so easily we can use the unit vector to convert a magnitude into a vector concern. Okay, so it's an important part we have. Now this is the another representation, as unit vector is the ratio of the vector to the modulus of a vector. So I am just separating the vector A that can be given as a magnitude and the concern of the unit vector. So it is another representation in the part of the that mean how we are just representing a vector. Okay. So whenever we are just discussing a physical quantity in the three dimensions, so we are using the three types of three mutual perpendicular axes, and these axes having the meaning that mean x, y and z. Okay, so along the each direction we have the certain unit vectors, and these are the very much in the standard form. Along the direction of the x we are using the I cap, that is unit vector. Along the direction of the y we are using the j cap, and along the direction of the k that we are using the k cap. Okay, so I, j, I cap, j cap and k cap are the standard unit vectors along the direction of x, y and z. Okay, so need not to be make the any kind of the place change regarding to the axis with their unit vectors, otherwise we will get the wrong meaning. Okay, so by conventionally it is odd, so you must also follow this one fact. Along the direction of x we have the I cap, along the direction of the y we have the j cap, and along the direction of the z we have the k cap. So this is the simplest representation of a unit vector. It is a vector which having the unit magnitude and always gives the direction of a given vector. Okay, no unit, no dimension, it is used to convert the magnitude into a vector. Okay, now next we have the collinear vectors. The vectors those having the different magnitude, but they are acting along the same line or in the different in the opposite line. Okay, these are called the collinear vector. Okay, so I am just representing the some category of the collinear vector. Suppose this one is a vector A which acting along the same direction. Okay, this one is a vector B, okay, which having the different magnitude but acting along the same direction. This one is a vector C. So A, B, C are called the collinear vectors. Somehow it can also possible that the some vectors those are acting in a different direction. This is the set number one. And sometimes so all the vectors are acting along the same direction, so this category is also called the like vectors. Like vectors. Second category we have, suppose the vectors are the collinear but they are acting in a different direction. Okay, that means in a opposite direction. Okay, so we are saying that these are the combinations of the unlike vectors. Okay, so here we have the subcategory of the vectors also. Collinear vectors are the vectors which either act along the same line or along parallel lines are called the collinear vectors. Two collinear vectors having the same direction are called the like vector, and two collinear vectors having or the collinear vectors having the opposite direction are called the unlike vectors. Now next we have the coplanar vectors. As per the name we can easily identify all the vectors those are acting in a same plane are called the coplanar vector. Okay, so here I have taken the one of the category that A, B, C, D and D all are acting in a same plane, so these are called the coplanar vector. Okay, now next category we have the co-initial vector. Co-initial vectors. So co-initial vectors are the vectors those having the same initial point. Here the vectors the C and the D are called the co-initial vectors. Okay, so somehow we are just making the force on an object. So we can take the another example. As we are just making the force on an object, so what will happen, it gets the displacement. So here the force and the displacement both are called the co-initial vectors. So this is the general basic fundamentals of the some definition along with the types of the vectors.